Some of us, we all face the same thing, but we don't all react the same way. Some of us shrink from it and go into a state of depression as if this catatonic state of depression would immunize you from the effects of the pain. She doesn't have time to be depressed because the time she's wasting on depression could cost her daughter her life. So she makes, instead of making the decision to react with depression, she becomes desperate and determined. I won't even talk about desperate because I did that last time, and you need to get the desperate thing, because until you understand desperate, you won't understand the way we worship. Cute people don't worship like desperate people. Cute people are more worried about their mascara, but when you get desperate, you will mess up your whole. When you get desperate, you don't care about your edges, you don't care about your curls. Come on, when you get desperate, you don't care that your tie is crooked. You don't care if you don't have on a tie. You don't care if you come out of your shoes. Have you ever had a problem that made you desperate and radical for Jesus? I mean radical for Jesus. I mean uncouth for Jesus. You don't care if you're on key or out of tune. You don't care whether the band can pick you up or not, because you are desperate. There are some desperate people in this house right now. There are some determined people in this house right now. You don't get up in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, jump in the shower at 6:45, get out in traffic on a Sunday if you're not a desperate person. All the desperate, determined people, make some noise in this house.
It's not your destiny. Most people never discover their greatness. Go to their graves living a life of mediocrity, living a life far below their potential. Oliver Wendell Holmes said most men and women go to their graves with their music still in them. A friend of mine was eulogizing his brother in Chicago, and I attended the funeral. Powerful speaker. He gives a presentation called How to Start Over Again, How to Make It From Scratch. Dwight had lost his life for years to drugs and crack cocaine, lost everything, and he came back again. Comeback power going around the world, changing people's lives. And he was eulogizing his brother, and he said, my brother was in the room in California. They told me he died by himself. And he said, and I submit to you that my brother didn't die by himself. A lot of dreams, a lot of potential. My brother had a lot of good ideas. And my brother was one of those guys that said, one day I'm going, and everybody started laughing because everybody knew his brother was talking about various things all the time. One day I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And one day I'm going to do. He had a lot of good ideas that he never acted on. And when he died, when he took his last breath, all those ideas went down in the grave with him. Henry David Thoreau, come forward. What are your words? He said, oh God, to reach the point of death only to realize that you've never lived, that you've never scraped the surface of your potential.
If I went down this road right here and I said, what kind of car you want? And which one, when or not? And then at the end of it, I handed each one the key to what they asked for. Suppose one of them said a new Jetta, I gave them the key. Suppose one of them said a new Lexus, I gave them the key. Suppose one of them said a new Mercedes, I gave them the key. Suppose one of them said a new Rolls Royce, and I gave them the key. Now they would all be happy with their car until they thought about it. Because them other three that didn't ask for the Rolls Royce could have said, because even if you don't keep the Rolls Royce, if you sell it, that's $400,000 US. I don't know what that is over here. That's like $789 billion.
You're not anointed to be someone else. The anointing on your life, the favor, the blessing is to be you. You won't activate the favor. You won't see the abundance if you're trying to be something that you're not. Feeling wrong on the inside because you're not like someone else. I stepped up to minister. I wasn't like my father. I'm more calm, more laid back. What I thought was a weakness was actually a strength. People started watching and attending in record numbers. Half the people watch, they say they've never been to church, never listened to a minister on television. I wonder if you're fighting what makes you unique. Are you frustrated over what you think is a weakness when in fact it's a strength? Quit wishing you were something different and step into who God made you to be. He didn't accidentally give you the wrong personality, make you too quiet, too outgoing, the wrong gifts. He matched you with your world. You have exactly what you need to fulfill your destiny. I have a friend that has a very strong personality. He's very kind, very talented, but he's type A. Straight to the point, aggressive, get it done. One day he and his wife were having a disagreement. They were debating something. She finally said, "Why can't you be more like Joel?" He said, "Excuse me, I think I'm supposed to be like Jesus." She said, "That's fine, but why don't you start with Joel?" We can always grow and improve, but you can't fight who God made you to be. Don't go your whole life wishing you were something different, wishing you had a better personality, wishing you were more talented, wishing you were like your neighbor, when in fact you're exactly who you're supposed to be. What you don't realize is half the time your neighbor is wishing they could be you. They see all the good things about you. Do you? What would happen if you would start loving yourself, accepting your gifts, not beating yourself up for mistakes, not down on yourself because of weaknesses? Stay positive towards yourself. Most of us wouldn't criticize other people. You wouldn't go up to that person sitting next to you, say, "You sure don't look good today. Those clothes don't do anything for you." You may think it, but you wouldn't say it. Why are you criticizing yourself? When you criticize you, you are criticizing God's creation. You might as well look up and say, "God, you didn't do a very good job on me." He doesn't make mistakes. Don't say another negative thing about yourself. "I'm so undisciplined. I can't do anything right. I don't have a good personality. I'll never lose this weight. Never break the addiction." Zip that up. Quit being against yourself. You don't need another enemy. Be as good to yourself as you are to others. Be kind to yourself. Be merciful to yourself. Be loving to yourself. When you wake up in the morning, look in that mirror, instead of saying, "Oh man, I'm getting so old. Look at all these wrinkles. It's all downhill from here." Try a different approach. "Good morning, you good looking thing. I'm made in the image of God. I'm a masterpiece. I have royal blood flowing through my veins."
Let me explain this part about investors. We have one of our investors, a $5 billion fund from New York, Atalaya Fund, okay? Oscar de la Hoya is another one. Gabriel Brenner is another one, okay? Here's how investors look at you. They first look at you, they say, "Wow, he's so impressive." Then they give you money based on this. They don't give you money based on your personality. They give you money once they see this. So all the A-type personality, the excited, big, machismo, all those guys, if you don't pay attention to this, forget about valuation. You may look good because you made a few sales. You're not building value, okay? Operations is constantly figuring out, like you make a list. You make lists and say, "This job, this job, this job, this job. I'm doing 7 different things right now. Why am I doing these 7 different things? I need somebody that helps me with this. I need somebody who helps me with this." That's operations. Biz dev. What's biz dev? Okay. Relationships. So strategic partnership. Finding somebody that if I help you, you win here and I win here. You give me clients, I give you clients. We cross-pollinate. Everybody wins. Strategic partnerships. Biz dev. That means you got to shake hands. So do you make a list and say, who would benefit from what I'm doing right now? Who can I help that I also need their help? This is the part where you got to go out there and shake hands. Whatever industry you're in, there's annual conferences. There's annual conventions. Whatever industry you're part of, you got to go to them. You got to go to them and get ready. Shake hands. Shake hands. We have our own. And by the way, the insurance industry, just so you know, you name me one product in the world more boring than life insurance. Let me say this one more time to you. I'm in the industry. You name me one product more boring than life insurance. Hear me out, guys. What I do for a living is we talk about dying it. Listen, we come to you, and the moment the word life insurance comes up, what do people do? A guy came up here with a camera in my face. He says, "Hey, Pat, what do you think about the PNC and insurance future of the industry? What do you think is going to happen to PNC and insurance?" I said, "It's a big difference." He said, "No, it's not. It's insurance." I said, "No, believe me, it's a big difference." "Why is it a big difference?" He was at this event like 6 hours ago. He said, "What's the big difference?" I said, "It's a law to buy auto insurance." It's not a law to buy life insurance. It's a choice. And life insurance always has to be what? Sold. I have to come sell it to you. No one wakes wakes up and says, babe, I feel so good about buying some life insurance today, babe. Let's go get some life insurance today. Oh my gosh, no one does it. So I have to find a way to get to you, right? So we go to these conferences and we shake hands and we build relationships and we see new products, new things coming out, new relationships. And some of the people you shake hands with, then you build business, build relationships. By the way, this is all manual. For instance, if I I was talking to this gentleman right here. He's based out of New York, I believe, right? You're based out of New York. Him and I are talking outside. Great questions he's asking me at Wolfgang Puck. By the way, one thing about Sil and Albert, I gotta tell you guys, like, this is an absolute world-class event from the moment I came here to now. Everything about their treatment, give them another round of applause for a phenomenal job these guys have done. Seriously, unbelievable. So he comes up to me. We start talking. What do? I got 50 salespeople. Is it this company? No, but I know about that company. And we're going to kill that company. Awesome. So do you have a manual? What kind of manual? Is there a manual that if I come and work for you, you can give to Albert, that Albert can teach me the process, sales flow of selling a product in your company? No. Are there scripts that I know for a fact you can pass it over to me? Yes, no. All of that stuff is down here. It's good, but it's not exponential. Here's exponential, okay? This is the part of the business that gets your business to suddenly grow. So exponential growth, one of them to the left is next innovative campaign. What's the next innovative campaign? Next innovative campaign is, who remembers when Mitsubishi first came out with the next innovative campaign? They said 0% down, 0 down, and we pay for your gas for 12 months. Who remembers that? Anybody remembers that? Gas for 12 months. You know what I said? Here's what I said. Brilliant. Because everybody on TV was talking about gas prices are $5. And people are like, oh my gosh, babe, they're going to pay for our gas for 12 months. Let's go buy Mitsubishi. It's not, it's like all they're doing is giving you a $2,500, what do you call it? What do you call that stuff? A rebate. It's not a big deal. But what a great next innovative campaign. Hey, right now, if you become a prime member of Amazon, we're going to give you extra stuff. Oh my gosh, they're giving this away. They're not giving it away. Believe me, no one gives anything away for free. They're going to make their money. So you in this part, this right here, guys, this, like I talk about 4 things I say. You got to outwork, you got to out-improve, you got to out-strategize, outlast. One more time. Outwork is what? Hard working, right? How many Latinos do we have in the room here? Any Latinos here? Okay. Hey, can we all say that Latinos are some of the hardest working nationalities in America or the world? Yes or no? How come not a lot of them are millionaires? Because they just know how to work. I don't know many lazy Latinos, but they're hard working.
Put me in the game, coach. It's the anthem of everyone who has ever sat on the sidelines of life and felt like you deserve to be out there. You felt like, I have something I can contribute. It's about helping the team. Like, I see the team behind. I know I got something for them. Coach, put me in the game. It's as if you're Rudy all by yourself. You know that perhaps somebody might be faster, bigger, stronger. They may have been born with better genetics, but what they don't have is that innate talent and that gift and that will that's within you. Put me in the game.
So this is what it's like. The gift I want everybody to receive is you can get good at anything you set your mind to. But do you actually set your mind to it? Do you have that inhuman level of follow through? Do you keep pushing and fighting long after it stopped being fun, deep into boredom, because you have a why? You know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're just driving towards that. And when you have that, you can accomplish this extraordinary stuff.
If you take people, and I've told you this, and you expose them voluntarily to things that they are avoiding and are afraid of, that they know they need to overcome in order to meet their goals, their self-defined goals. If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger. And you don't know what the upper limits to that are, because you might ask yourself, like, if for 10 years, if you didn't avoid doing what you knew you needed to do, by your own definitions, right, within the value structure that you've created, to the degree that you've done that, what would you be like?
Is an anthem. It's a mantra for everyone that's been an underachiever because they weren't given an opportunity. So you got to go out and you got to take it. And the only way that you can take it is that you put in the hard work and you put in discipline. And that discipline is getting up early in the morning. I hit the gym. I put in the cardio work. I eat right. And when I get done with that, and at the end of my day, I make sure that I sit and I look at my goals and I remind myself, this is who I'm becoming.
Get back to living your life. Because at the end of the day, most of us are going to realize this. We wasted our life for a person, for people, for a job, for whatever in this world that could give a damn about us. And life is too short to settle. Life is too short to suffer. Life is too short.
"95% of our decisions are made by how you feel in the moment. And that is the problem. Do you feel like making that cold call? No, you don't. Do you feel like doing that third set of reps? No, you don't. And if you accept the fact that you may never feel ready, and you may never feel motivated, and you may never feel courageous, and that's okay, but you can still push yourself forward. As you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action, guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage.
We got to be excited about the future. We got to do things that make us want to live. It cannot always be about problems every day. I mean, do you want to wake up every morning and everything's just a problem? Well, what inspires you and what makes you excited about the future? There's got to be some things like that.
So what do? You allow that to make you corrupt and nihilistic? Not if you think that it's the corruption and the nihilism that's the problem. So you're obligated to be optimistic in some sense, despite the evidence. And that's faith. So, pick up your cross and stumble uphill.
You don't take days off. You don't take weeks off. You continue to go after it. Because if you do it long enough, the habits will become a part of your DNA. And what you lacked in genetics will now become automatic out of you. That you'll get up and you'll go after it. And when others have gotten satisfied, when they've gotten rested and they've accepted being mediocre or good enough, that's when your hard work leads you to greatness.
So bring it back, and then you will have the formula for pivoting at any moment. You time travel forward a year. You investigate the patterns that you have that are giving you the result that you want, and then you back your ass up to right here, right now. And you decide, am I willing to do this now? If I'm willing, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 through all the excuses that are going to be there when you're trying to override your operating system. That's how you do it.
Hey there, welcome to my channel Daily K Motivation 2024. Today's speak win your face, don't shaking back. Life so she makes instant of making the decision to react with depression. She becomes depressed and determined. I want event take about desperate cause I died that last time, and you need go get the desperate thing because they are you understand desperate. You want to understand the way we worship cute people, don't worship like desperate people. Cute people are more worried about their master, but when you get desperate, you will mess up your whole will. You get desperate, you don't care about you just you don't care about your course. Come on, will you get desperate? You don't care that you tie is great croquet. You don't care if you don't have all the tie. You don't care if you come out of your shoes. Have you ever had a problems that mode you distressed and redactel for Jussel. I am an redactel of this. I means UNC